folks. Welcome to Season 2 of our podcast, Character Crashers, where we discuss both popular and obscure media that we enjoy and come up with character concepts surrounding the fandoms. My name is Colin.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm Taylor, and today's media of choice is the gothic dark fantasy comedy film, Beetlejuice.
Fantasy movies like Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Tim Burton presented us with the gothic dark fantasy comedy horror film of 1988 that we all know and love to this very day, Beetlejuice. If you don't know about Beetlejuice, you're lying, because there ain't no way all of you missed the sequel movie that came out in 2024, or even the Broadway musical that premiered in 2019, starring one Alex Brightman as the ghost with the most. But just in case...
Hey folks, begging your pardon. Excuse me, sorry to barge in. Now let's skip the tears and start on the whole, being dead thing.
Beetlejuice is a movie set in Winter River, Connecticut, where a recently deceased couple, the Maitlands, end up becoming ghosts that are unable to leave their house. Upon seeing that their house has been sold to a couple and their goth teenage daughter, Lydia Dietz, the Maitlands, with no other options, end up contacting a sleazy bio-exorcist to scare their house's new inhabitants away. And wouldn't you know it, that bio-exorcist is none other than Beetlejuice, played by one Michael Keaton. A fun little tidbit about the franchise is that while we see Beetlejuice's name spelled like this, his name is actually meant to be spelled like this. Like the star in the constellation of Orion. They just spell it the way it's supposed to sound to make it easier for audiences to pronounce and understand. Anyway, as you would expect from summoning a ghost that is, and I'm quoting this here, a chaotic, foul-mouthed, and self-serving trickster with a crude, immature sense of humor and a perverted streak, hijinks ensues, and who can really blame the guy for having a bit of fun at other people's expenses? Again, this movie was so popular that it got a cartoon series, its own musical, and of course, a sequel with a few of the original cast returning to reprise their roles as our beloved characters. The thing about the franchise, though, is that each version of our gracious ghost host is different. I mean, we got Beetlejuice, Hey, wait a minute. As I was saying, each version of Beetlejuice is different. In the cartoon, Beetlejuice is portrayed as a prankster rather than a villain, and he goes on adventures into the bizarre afterlife world called the Netherworld, with his best friend, our quirky goth girl, Lydia Dietz. In the musical, well, I haven't actually seen the musical yet, but from my understanding, he's sometimes a villain, sometimes a really fun guy who just wants someone to see him, literally, because he's a ghost. And then, of course, we all know how he is in the movies. I think that's pretty much it. Did I do good? Are we done here?
Perfect.
Yeah, I'd say we're done here.
Oh, okay. Great. Beetlejuice!
From what I've seen, the way that we could make a character is it's either a human moving into an area that Beetlejuice is inhabiting, or it's another ghost. So it's either a human or a ghost. Those are our two options. It's either a ghost in the Netherworld, or it's a human. Don't tell me that we haven't been recording this entire time.
Oh no, we've been recording. We're still
okay,
Colin!
We're
Oh
live.
my god, my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Alright.
We'll keep that in.
Do you
for
want
the
me to
lulz.
restart, or am I?
We're not restarting.
Okay.
Yeah, just let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So as I was saying, so it's either it's another ghost from the Netherworld, or it's a human that's like Lydia, where they move into a house that Beetlejuice is inhabiting at the time. Because I don't think Beetlejuice was just inhabiting. Well, I mean, in the musical for Beetlejuice, he was just inhabiting the Maitland's house, but I don't think in the movie scenario he's just inhabiting the Maitland's house. I think he's able to travel around.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, I
the
think
musical canon being different from the movie
The
canon.
movies.
So is the cartoon series canon. Both the movie, the cartoon series, and the musical have varying different canon scenarios, because I don't think the Maitlands are in the cartoon either.
Rip, they're my favorite characters. Let's think. I would say, actually, both of those sound like really good ideas for what we could do. Because on one hand, the ghosts, we can be really experimental with their designs.
Yeah, because
they...
something that I've... You go ahead, Taylor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they tend to be on the more distinct end of the spectrum. But
Yeah.
also, I like the idea of maybe like a medium type character with the same
Oh,
abilities as
Like a human that can see ghosts and interact with ghosts.
Yeah, like
'Cause
actually.
Because I think the only reason Lydia could see and interact with the ghosts was because she was considered strange and unusual. But like
Yeah.
having an actual character that like could see the ghosts because they're strange and unusual, but also because they are like a medium, like you say, that would be kind of fun.
I think that would be an effect. There's a lot you could do with that.
Yeah, and the thing with the ghosts that I've noticed is pretty much all the ghosts, their designs are very heavy on how they died.
Yeah.
Well, I think anyway, because I know there's a lot of the characters who like how they died is like there's very distinct points. Like there was one guy who was completely flat because he got run over by a car. There was Juno who had like I think she had her throat slit because I remember smoke coming out of a slit in her throat. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the ghost would be fun because of the like figuring out how they died and stuff.
Yeah, that would because figuring out how they died would be very dependent on their design.
So I think we're leaning towards Ghost then, right? Do we want to just go with Ghost? I'd be down for
The ghost character would be kind of more fun character design wise.
Yeah, let's do ghost. Ghost. It'll be awesome.
Okay, I'm like half serious on this idea, but what if we had like a ghost that was also an oracle?
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
Like we kind of flip it a little bit.
Okay, here's my thing. Modern ghost, or are they a ghost from like an ancient time kind of thing? Because when I think oracle, I think like Greek mythology, ancient Greek mythology.
Ooh,
I think it'd be kind of cool to go more like pastime, because I feel like if you do like a new age ghost, let's be real, if it's a guy, I picture like a white shirt and khaki pants, and if it's a girl, I just picture some form of like, I don't know, skirt and t-shirt or dress or something.
Oh god,
I feel like if
I'm
we go
literally
farther back in time, we have more options.
imagine as a modern oracle, and I don't know why, but I just thought of Odalia Blight from the Owl House because
Oh
she was
dear lord, why
from
do
the
I think
Oracle
this?
Coven.
What if
She
we
was
just
from
draw
the
Talia
Oracle
but dead?
Coven.
What if we just draw her but dead?
No,
yeah.
no, because who wants to see? I'm not going to say who wants to see Odalia dead, because that's a lot of people. Who wants to just see us drawing Odalia? Like, let's be real here. No one really liked her.
You know how many views we get on that? Are you kidding?
We're gonna get so many views.
No.
It's gonna be our clickbait.
Nobody-
It's gonna be the clickbait
no,
for the video. We're gonna
but-
just have a picture of.
But people had a thing for it. That's the problem. That's why it would get views.
Exactly.
Danny Mata liked her for her 6 eyes.
That's exactly my point. That is exactly my point.
She would have like the what was it that Danny Mata said? She had like the Pixar mom.
Yes, the
Proportions.
But yeah, no,
Pixar
actually,
mom
what I'm Oracle, I was just thinking about like, what if it's like a con artist medium?
Oh my god.
Who just freaking dies like in the most crazy way possible.
Oh my god.
So wait,
Okay,
say that
you
again,
know-
like a medium that dies in the craziest way possible?
Yeah, in the crazy way possible, but they're
Ooh.
actually a con artist. Like they don't actually.
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the idea of it actually being an oracle though, because I think it would play really interestingly into them as a ghost.
True.
Because like, what was the thing with the lady from the spoilers for the second movie? What was the thing with the antagonist lady from the second movie? Could she like suck out their souls or something?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, it was something kind of like that. I don't remember fully what her gimmick was though.
She just
Yeah.
ate other souls. I think she's just a ghost.
Yeah.
I
But-
feel like there was
Ghost.
some aspect to her life that played into that, but I don't remember.
So wait a second. The perspective that we see in Beetlejuice is very like it's based in America, right? So the ghosts that we
Yeah.
mostly
Yeah,
see
because
are,
the
like-
Maitland's house is supposed to be in this fictional town in Connecticut.
Yeah. How would we fit some older oracle in a like?
Well, I mean, the ghost would not necessarily. Wait, are we talking about a living person or a ghost?
Ghost.
Okay, well, the ghost wouldn't necessarily be in the living world. I mean, I'm certain that the Netherworld has no regard for, like,
Wait, I
Borders.
got an idea.
borders. Yeah.
So if the town is based in Connecticut, right? Is
Yeah.
that-
Okay, so
Okay,
it's
so
the movie
it-
is supposed to be based in a fictional town in Connecticut. The
Right.
actual recordings they recorded it actually in a town in Vermont, but it's
That's what I
supposed
thought,
to be
okay.
in Connecticut. It's supposed to be in New England.
So
just
hear me out. Hear me out. So Connecticut is fairly close enough. Well, I mean, it's
To the
literally
ocean?
bordering. It's barely border. Well, yes, but it's bordering Mass. Hear me out.
It is.
What if we did like a thing connecting it to like the Salem witch trials? So maybe like there was an oracle who was trying to speak to the women who had passed on who were burned at the stake,
Oh my god, oh my
and
god, oh
try
my
and
god, oh my
find
god.
like and pull like a witchy twist into this in terms
Wait,
of her
okay, wait,
design,
wait, wait,
possibly.
wait, 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 wait. Are we saying that this person was like an oracle witch from the Salem witch trials that died, or are we saying this is a human oracle from modern times that connects to Salem? Because I really
I'm
like the
saying like she
idea.
was around during the witch trials
I
trying to
really
connect.
love the idea of an oracle, not like not an oracle trying to connect with the witches, but like an actual witch who had oracle powers, like oracle magic, that died during the Salem witch trials.
So that would assume that witches are canon in the Beetlejuice universe.
I don't see why not.
You're
Yes,
right.
yes,
The
no, 'cause
ghosts
remember, like-
exist
I don't
and
see why
ghosts are
not.
canon.
Well, yes and no, because think
I'm
about it. A
pretty-
lot of women were burned at mistake for not really actually having done anything. So
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah,
it's
okay,
still
so
just you could still go by that logic, or you could go by
so
the
a lot of
realistic one.
women were burned at the stake, or like just killed for being a witch, even though they weren't. But like think about the or witches. Like we don't know.
I mean, I like that idea, but I like the idea of keeping the Salem witch trials as, yeah, they were actually human. People were just bitches back then. You
Okay.
know?
So
Yeah.
what if I was talking to you guys about the Minecraft SMP, and the one character died not because he was a vampire, but because they found signs of the occult in his house.
Yeah.
So what if she got burned at the stake or whatever, because not because she was an actual witch, but because she was like, she did dabble in like witchy things, or like what was considered witchy things
Okay,
during
so
that
like
time.
basically just falsely accused of being a demon worshiper.
Like what if she was just a
casually.
freaking apothecary?
Ooh, fun.
Alright.
Because if you think about it, modern medicine and like herbal remedies of that time would have been considered like potion making and like spells and all that, like charms and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were super paranoid about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if she was just like a regular apothecary or something, and they thought she was a witch, that would be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that idea.
That'd be cool. Remind me what an apothecary is again. I think I know.
It's like a modern day pharmacist.
Yeah.
Okay, I was right. Gotcha.
I'm
Never mind.
learning a lot about them in my one of my classes right now. But basically, yeah. So basically, they're like think like modern day pharmacists now. They were basically people. Actually, Colin, have you watched the Apothecary Diaries?
No.
I have not.
It's
Okay, you need to watch the Apothecary Diaries. But basically, they're just people who know how to create herbal remedies and stuff like that.
It's just like a
Gotcha.
really early form of medicine.
Yeah, but you use like a lot of herbs
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was on the right track then.
Also,
So,
like
wait,
the main
so
character of
it's gonna be
Apothecary
a-
Diaries. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're saying it's gonna be a person from like back during the witch trials times. She was an apothecary.
Yeah, back
person.
during the time of the Salem witch trials, a person who probably like lived in Massachusetts during, because it was Salem, Mass was the witch trials, right? Yeah. So somebody who lived in Massachusetts was alive during the Salem witch trials, was probably an apothecary, got burned, hanged, drowned, something, whatever punishment we decide for them, something to do with the witch trials.
We could keep it in
There
Mass
was-
too. Also, there is a Salem, Connecticut, so we could tie that in as being like
Is
closer
there?
to the
Why
location.
are
There
there
is.
so many Salem? Why?
Why are
Because
there
there's a
so many
Salem.
If we wanted
There's
to,
a
we could tie
Salem,
that to be
Mass,
that like
there's a
located
Salem, New
close enough
Hampshire, and
to
now
the
you're telling me
northern
there's a Salem, Connecticut?
Yep.
Dear Lord.
That's the tea.
Like a bunch of copycat towns. It's like how there's a Manchester, Connecticut, Mass, and New Hampshire, just like the Salems.
Yeah, I found out there was a Hudson, Massachusetts a while
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
I think there's a Hudson, Connecticut too. I could be
Oh
wrong
my
on that.
god, please don't
but-
tell me that. I'm gonna be so confused.
Surprise. More confused.
No!
Get
I mean, you guys don't have
confused.
Hartford. We all have different state capitals. Everything else is just copy and pasted.
I like how all I'm seeing is when I look up Salem, the first thing that pops up is a city in Massachusetts, and then a little bit down the line it says a town in New Hampshire. The town in Connecticut is not one of the first things that pops up.
I forgot that Salem, New Hampshire existed.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
Salem, Connecticut. It
Town in
exists.
Connecticut.
It's just not
Interesting.
like prominent. They have a couple cool lakes. Is what I'm saying.
I am
Actually,
seeing.
that's weird. It's in a weird spot. Wait, why is that? Not to like disclose my location, but that's not horribly far from me. I think that's like a 40-minute drive from me. Not even.
I mean, to
Well, I
be
mean, that
fair,
could be
in our behind the scenes video, I at the very least told, like, you can very at the least from Taylor's shirt
Yeah.
see that
Yeah,
we
we're gonna
we
know
went to
that.
school in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're from New England.
They'll never find us.
Actually, it's more like an hour away, but that's fine. It's still closer than I would have expected.
But yeah, okay.
Compared to your location, I thought you were saying you were not actually in New England, but you were like somewhat distant from it.
He's from
And I was like,
Texas.
yes, you are.
Even saying I'm an hour away doesn't really tell you what. I mean,
Don't
look-
tell
look-
people there.
Don't
You know how
overthink
many?
it, Colin. You're okay.
What-
You're okay.
No, I'm just
Don't
saying-
tell
no, I'm
people
just
we're
saying
from
outwardly, though. Look
Texas.
at a
Nothing
map,
against
like, Rhode
Texas, but at
Island,
least
New
half
York,
the
or not.
artists I follow are from Texas, and it makes me sad because I can't meet them in person.
We can go to Texas sometime.
I want to go to Texas.
That would
It's
be
so
interesting because then I can go
Hear me
swim.
out. Texan Beetlejuice.
Oh, God.
Texan Beetlejuice. We can do a
Actually, if
countdown.
we
Cowboy
think
hat
about
and
it-
see how that goes.
If we think about it, I'm pretty sure in the musical there's a scene where Beetlejuice, Alex Brightman Beetlejuice, comes out on a giant sandworm and is wearing a cowboy hat.
You know what? That
I'm
makes
pretty
sense.
sure.
Yo.
I'm pretty sure. Also, I can't remember. Are the sandworms? Did they say they were from Jupiter or Saturn
think
or
I
something?
think it's Mars.
Something
No, I
like
don't think it
that.
was Mars. I think it was one of the longer names.
The longer name.
Wait, I'm gonna look this
Jupiter's
up now.
long.
I think it's Saturn actually.
Eh.
Like yeah, one of the long names. Because Mars is just 4
Look it
letters.
up,
Hold
look
on.
it up. I bet it's not Saturn. Actually, would it be Jupiter? Jupiter's a gas planet. What is this canon?
Hang on.
Yeah, it'd have to
Hang
be
on.
Saturn,
I'm
right?
looking.
Mars. It's Mars.
Hear
Is
me
it
out,
Mars?
planets just don't
Wait.
exist. Hear me out, planets aren't real.
Wait,
I
wait.
believe.
Don't say that.
JK.
Yes, here we go. Okay, they are giant worm aliens who reside on Titan, the largest of the 274 moons of
God.
Saturn.
It's a moon.
So it's not on Saturn, it's on one of the moons,
I
but
was
it's
gonna
still
say-
Saturn.
Is that like an actual moon? Who was the creator of Beetlejuice who was just like, yeah, it's gonna be on this
Let's just
specific
pick a
moon?
moon. Let's just spin the wheel and pick a moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a mood.
Titan is Saturn's largest moon and the second largest moon in the solar system.
Cool.
So it's an actual moon. It doesn't.
That's
Okay, so here's the thing: is in the movie, it's very like yellow sand, yellow orange sand, right?
Yeah.
That's-
From
that's
the
why
image
I-
I'm looking at, I'm seeing like a green kind of color,
So
but that
they
could
were
just be the
wrong.
atmosphere.
You know what?
It could just be the atmosphere.
It could just be that they didn't know what the planet looked like, or the specific moon they were talking about looked like. Because
Yeah.
maybe at the time period of recording Beetlejuice, they didn't have good enough photos of it.
Well, yeah. When did Beetlejuice come out? 1988.
That was a
So
while
yeah,
ago.
they probably didn't know. It was a while ago. What are we in? 2025? Yeah, we're 2025. So it's like almost 40 years ago. Not exactly, but almost.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still
So,
way off topic here. Hold on,
going
back.
back to the.
Back
yeah,
to the
going
character
back.
we were
I mean, we
making.
weren't necessarily off topic because we were still talking about Beetlejuice
No, but
and
let's
like the
do that.
location, but going back to the character.
Okay, so Oracle from the Salem witch trials was an apothecary.
Not necessarily Oracle. I think going on anymore. I think we're just going on.
Yeah, I
'cause
think we're moving on to the apothecary, like.
I think we're moving on to like just a straight up human who is like an apothecary, had no actual relation to witchcraft and stuff like that, but people
Do
just
we want to
assumed.
talk about how she died then?
Yes. Okay. So my instinct is that she probably
I'm
died
pretty
from
sure
one of the
that-
several Salem witch trial deaths. So like burned at the stake, hung, drowned is another one. Let me look up real quick.
Wait, so that does define that her character's female then, right? From what we've been saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I think most. Yes,
Feminine.
phenomenon. I think most witches of the Salem witch trials were female. I don't think they ever.
There was
assumed a
one
man.
guy. There was one guy.
Was there one
Yeah,
guy?
and he got
Oh, God.
killed in like the worst way possible. They were trying to steal his land, and he didn't admit to being a witch until he died.
Wow.
So it was actually like kind of
Oh,
wild.
wait, remember I went to Salem Mass last year and my cousin showed us around and there was that one guy who got pressed to death with
Yeah,
heavy
that's the
stones.
one
another
guy. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
that was
happened.
the one
That's
guy.
the one guy.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
was
so yeah, so
something-
what I'm seeing is hanging, pressing to death with heavy stones, in prison due to harsh conditions. I feel like a lot of people talking about burned at the stake and drowning though as well.
Yeah,
So-
I would stay away from the stone one, just because
No,
I
pressed
feel
to
like
death?
it's too specific.
What-
Like
wait, hear me
everyone
out.
will
What
know
if
it's
we
a
focus
direct
on-
reference to that guy.
Go
What
ahead,
if we
Tom.
focus
Go
on
ahead.
Why she died? Like, why they
Well, we
thought
know
she
why
needed
she
to
died.
be gotten rid of.
Because they thought she was a witch.
Well, I know that, but like, what tipped them off to thinking? Like, was it the way her
Because she
medicine
was an
worked?
apothecary.
Yeah, but was that uncommon now to be an apothecary back then?
Yes. Well, at the very
Okay.
least, for a woman to be an apothecary, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think if
Well,
a
consider
man
commonality of that,
apothecary,
you know that.
probably not. But because of
Okay.
their whole misogynistic viewpoint, I think at that time, if a woman was learning herbal remedies, she was a witch.
Well, actually,
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the cases of people being accused of being witches the witch like scare was used as like a means of like getting revenge on people. So people would just call someone a witch if they just didn't agree with them on something, or if they wanted something from them and they didn't get it. The land dispute was the reason the guy who was pressed to death died.
Yeah, I am seeing that. Refusing to enter a plea.
And some women were
accused of being witches, it does say that,
for not picking up suitors. So.
Oh, that's right. Because isn't that kind of why? Okay, so in Hocus Pocus 2, in the beginning, they had like a little introductory origin scene for the sisters, and I think that part of the reason they were against the sisters was because Winnie refused a marriage with this one guy, but then also they actually did witchcraft, so that was another thing. But
yeah, we could do something like that where it wasn't because they were actually.
So do we want to do misogyny apothecary? Or do we want to go like how you were saying, where it's like she refused a marriage proposal or something?
I don't think. I feel like the misogyny apothecary is just
not accurate.
No, it's not accurate. It's not accurate. I'm saying it's just a little bit like basic, like what people would first think of when they think about the Salem witch trials.
Fair enough.
They were a witch.
If we want to be a little
They
different, we can go with the marriage one.
Okay, so reasons for the Salem witch trials. Well, not that. I want reasons why people were accused.
I feel like there were book reasons, and then there were off the book reasons.
Exactly.
Being outsiders, having personality traits that were unpopular, causing misfortune after an argument, women using herbal remedies, communities' general fear and paranoia during times of crisis like crop failure or disease, disputes and grudges. So there's a lot of reasons. Unexplained illness or death. Okay, so there's a lot of ways we can go this way.
Yeah, what directions are you guys thinking?
Not opposed to the marriage proposal one.
I do think it would be interesting.
There were some cool ones on the list, though.
Yeah, so if we go down the route of like refusing a marriage proposal, I also find this one interesting. Unexplained illness or death. So what if, like, she refused a marriage proposal and then something happened to her prospective suitor?
Like the dude died, like,
and she got, like,
afterwards.
freaking died.
Yeah.
Something like that, and they instantly assume it's her.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm not opposed to that.
Okay, so cool. We know why she was considered a witch now. How do we want her to have died? Do we want her to have died by the pyre, by hanging, by drowning? I feel like drowning's a little too much. I mean, then again, so is burning somebody at the stake.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
but I feel like drowning was more of, in a sense, they were testing people.
Hanging.
Yeah, the burning thing was, I mean, not the burning thing. The drowning thing was they were testing people of being witches because it was considered.
Wasn't it if witches swam or something?
Yes, because not a lot of people could swim during that time. It was considered that if a person could swim, especially women, if women could swim, they were considered a witch. Which is stupid because then a lot of people drowned and they're like, oh, they're not a witch, I guess. Oh well.
They're dumb.
So what do you do then?
Literally.
You just killed an innocent.
So do we want to come up with a more creative way of how she died, then? Or how they killed her?
Nick, what do you mean? What do you think?
So like we're saying we don't want to go the drowning or the fire route, then, is what you're saying?
I don't want to go the drowning route, at the very least.
Okay.
Hanging or burning at the stake are very popular ways of the witches. Or not
what about
ways, but more
decapitation?
common.
Decapitation.
Oh,
like a guillotine.
I don't think guillotines existed in New England at the time. I think guillotines
Hey, you never
were a
know.
French
You
thing.
never know.
I don't think. When did the Salem witch trials happen? Hold on.
They happened after the guillotine, no? Because the guillotine was the French Revolution.
Yeah, but would a guillotine have?
Oh, I'm not even thinking about this in historical regards. I just think it'd be funny if it was a guillotine.
I think.
That's fair.
Okay. Historically, I don't think it would have been a guillotine. But if we go
Probably
to decapitation route, most likely somebody chopped her head off with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Ooh.
Or a sword or something. A sword
I think
would
axe
take
makes more sense than
longer.
the sword.
Yeah, sword would take longer unless it's a really good sword and somebody's really good at swinging it.
So do we want to go
with
decapitated with
They
an
would not have a good sword.
Okay, so we want to go they decided to decapitate her and they chopped her head off with an axe? Decapitation would be interesting.
To draw?
Yeah.
I think it's something different at the very least.
All I can think of is nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter, who
That's what I'm
isn't
thinking.
completely decapitated. His
Like the
head,
axe just stuck in the neck.
well, that too, but no, but nearly headless Nick was he was mostly headless, but his head was still attached by like a thread of skin.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of the axe getting caught. The
Like
axe
in the
stuck in the
neck?
throat would be interesting. Like
Ooh.
visually, it'd be interesting.
I think
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
cool. No, I'm on board with that. That's dope.
Would it?
What?
Because I'm trying to think. Because I was going to say there was that one character in movie 2 who like got eaten by a shark, but the shark didn't stay attached to him. But it's like now I'm also thinking of a guy that we saw in the movie who had died to piranhas, and some of the piranhas were still chewing on him. So I mean,
If you think back to Gravity Falls, though, you had the woodsman who had the axe in his head.
that's true. I mean, I think an axe sticking to your head when you die, mostly, I feel like the axe would more likely stay on your person if they decide to bury you with it or something.
Fair.
I feel like your ghost having the axe on your person makes more sense if it's like stuck in you and you're and it's just and they buried you with it rather than in a scenario that it just gets stuck. Like, because I feel like the axe wouldn't be on your person still if somebody took it out of you afterwards.
That's fair.
Yeah. Maybe
So
the
maybe-
guys at the Salem witch trial would have wanted their axe back after.
For sure, they would.
Yeah.
Not want to waste a perfectly good axe on her.
I can imagine it wouldn't be stuck for long. Like, if it did get stuck, they'd be able to pull it out.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I
yeah,
feel
so
like it
maybe
would be-
We'll
axe,
go without the axe then.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably better.
axe not stuck, but I still like the idea of decapitation. It would be interesting to draw that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have somebody from wait, what year was the Salem witch trials? Hold on.
I don't know.
When was the Salem witch trial? I like how it knows that I'm asking about Salem witch trials. 1692.
Or 16. Not me just saying 18 something. Sorry, I don't know why I said 1800s. Wrong.
1692. I want to quickly look when Beetlejuice died.
Didn't he die like earlier than that by a while? Because his girlfriend.
I do not know. I know his. No,
He
it was his,
died in.
when Beetlejuice.
Oh no, it's showing me
died.
the actor. In canon.
No, not the star. Sorry, hold on.
He died in the 14th century around the year 1350.
Okay, so he died like a few hundred years previous. Okay, so I'm thinking about this. So definitely, yeah. So definitely, they probably would have met after her death, because if he died earlier, then they definitely would have met afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah. So our character is an apothecary during the Salem witch in 1692 during the Salem witch trials. She had a prospective marriage, but she refused, and then all of a sudden her prospective suitor. So she refused a marriage proposal. Her prospective suitor suddenly became ill, probably died unexplainably. They blame it on witchcraft. They blame it on her because she had a connection to the guy. They kill her through decapitation under the belief that she was a witch. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
about right? That's what we got
I think
so
that's
far?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we wanted to talk more about what she looks like now?
Yeah, so let's talk about what she looks like. Do we want to talk about like what she looked like when she was alive and then what she would look like when she is dead, or do we just want to talk about what she looks like when she's dead? Because that's
I think let's
What we're
focus on
focusing
dead more, 'cause since that's what we're mainly going to be drawing, and then maybe after we can double back on alive.
okay. So obviously decapitated. Do we want her head to still kind of be on her neck, or do we want her to be like holding her head?
See, I think you can go a few different ways. That maybe that's one that we do like artist choice, because like we could do
Okay.
her holding her head, or maybe her head has like just a slight inch wide gap between where it got
The-
cut off in her neck, and it's slightly floating above.
Ooh,
Or I think you
interesting.
can go different directions with that. So maybe that's an artist choice.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
The one where I'm thinking like her holding her head is all I can think of is the headmistress from Monster High. Headmistress Bloodgood, I think, because she was a representation of the headless horseman, and so she like her head, like she still had her head attached to her body, but sometimes it would like fall off, or she'd like hold it in her hands.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, but I feel like in regards to the decapitation, I feel like the skin's gonna be kind of jagged
Yeah.
where she got decapitated, because an axe is not gonna be a clean cut.
No.
For sure
So
not.
jagged skin around the neck would be a good fit for it.
Like
Yeah.
even if it's even if it's decapitation in like one hit, which it probably wasn't, it's still probably not a sharp enough blade where it's like nice, easy slice. It's probably going to be kind of jagged. So
For the hair, do we want to, because it, like she's dead now, do we want to go like lighter color, or do we want to try and, because we could do like the white
I
hair
thought you
route
were
or
about to say something to do with hair length, and I was going to say most likely she had long hair when she was alive, but because
Oh no, I'm
her
thinking long
head.
hair.
Okay, here's the thing, because most likely what they did was they moved her hair aside when they decapitated her. But if they didn't, her hair getting chopped off would be interesting.
Yeah, like a really poorly done
Like
haircut.
really botched,
Good hair as well.
Yeah.
chopped, short haircut. That's like uneven. Because you all know like that scene in Mulan where she cuts her hair with a dagger? It would not have been that clean.
Yeah.
Kind of like that idea. It gives
Like,
the character
accurately.
a bit more hair variety.
Yeah. Okay. So how about
So botched, axe, chopped hair.
how about do we want to just do that, or we want to do artist choice? Because it's either long hair or it's botched hair.
I kind of like the idea of the botched hair.
Botched hair. Okay, we all vote
Okay.
botched
So
hair
we're all
anyway,
we all
so...
do botched hair. Okay.
So then let's
All
talk color.
Yeah, color
Um,
palettes.
I'm thinking dark hair, but I'm not sure if her dying would necessarily have changed her hair color all that much. I
Yeah,
can't
like,
imagine
I
it
feel like
would
it would have stayed the same. I think it depends on the
Probably.
ghost. Like
Well, I
some
mean,
go white hair, but
a
I feel like it
lot
also
of-
depends on age.
I mean, a lot of what do you mean depends on age?
Well, like when they
You mean,
died
like,
too, I mean. Like how old they
wait,
were when
what
they
age
died.
are we thinking for her? I
Good
was
question.
thinking young adult. I was
That's what
thinking
I was
like
thinking.
teenager, young adult.
Yeah.
I think young adult.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like if we're thinking marriage proposal denial, I think they would have gotten marriage proposals like somewhere in their teens to young adult age.
Yeah.
Because if they were too old without a marriage, they were a witch. No, but
Yeah, so in the young adult. So then I kind of like the idea of the darker hair. It strays away from the cliche like white hair kind of thing with like ghosts and yokai.
well, I mean, in Beetlejuice, like I feel like a lot of the people tended to look like how they were
When
in
they
living.
died.
Some of them had like weird skin colors, and that was partially because of how they died. Because I think like somebody probably had like a sickly greenish blue skin color, and that was because he died in the water.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So then
So
for her then, let's
I feel like maybe I feel like at the very least her skin color would probably be pale. Well, okay, so here's the thing. So, two routes to go about this. Most likely, during this time period, a lot of the people were white.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, in a book I read, at one point, fairly recently, there was a lot of connection to, African American skin color tying to Lilith from the Bible, because she was the mother of all demons, and so because of their dark skin color, it was like dark is considered evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, do we want her to be? But then again, racism was still a thing, so she probably
Yeah.
would have been ostracized if she was darker skin
Yeah,
color.
I think we might be better off going with the
Exactly.
paler then.
So we want to stick with white.
Yeah.
In that scenario, I'm thinking she'd be pale, because I think probably after death she would have gotten really pale.
Wait, so
Yeah.
what's
You know
going
what
on?
We're gonna do
Okay.
pale skin. Pale
Okay,
skin.
okay.
I'm-
I was
yeah, 'cause
gonna
I'm
say,
thinking, like-
addressing the topic of like skin color in this way, I don't see how it fits here, and if I feel like it shifts the story in a different direction.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think
it makes more sense
most
this way.
likely keeping her white would be like would keep it on the story that we were thinking. So, but I'm thinking pale skin color because I feel like no matter what kind of tan she might have had during her time in life, like how her skin color was, she would be really pale after death. Cause like, you know what I mean? The warmth leaves you when you die.
Oh, okay. Nah, yeah, kinda. No, yes.
Yes or no? I mean, because your blood goes cold after your heart stops
I'm
pumping.
sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I got disconnected for a second.
What
Sorry, go back.
happened to you?
Go back a minute. Go back a minute.
Okay, so I was saying that her skin color being pale would be because when you die, your heart stops pumping, and so your blood
Oh,
goes
and your
cold,
skin
and so
goes pale.
therefore your skin would go pale because your blood goes
Correct.
cold. So there's not like any like life to your complexion. You know what? Warmth to your complexion. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was like, okay, I was trying to figure out what happened to you because I was like, every
No,
time
yeah.
I'm talking the most, and every time I stopped talking, it got really silent, and I
No,
didn't
sorry,
want
I
to do
gotta-
awkward pauses.
No, I got a quick phone call. I was just saying I couldn't talk for the moment on there.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
I was,
what
I, was
happened
kept,
to him?
I kept getting spammed, so I was just trying to get it
my
to stop
God.
because I didn't want it to get picked up in the mic.
Yeah, that's
it.
valid.
Alright,
That's
fair
valid.
Okay, anyway, but yeah, so I think
pale
skin color.
complexion, botched haircut, other
Teen, young
specific
adult, jagged skin around
details.
neck.
Yeah,
Oh, do you want to talk wardrobe? Let's talk wardrobe.
we could. So
Wait, did we decide on hair
Um,
color though? Just dark?
I think we said dark. I don't think we said whether it was black or
brown or
brown.
black?
I was thinking like,
I'm thinking
a
like a dark brown
brown?
maybe.
yeah, dark brown color. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that works
Taylor?
for me. Dark
Yeah.
brown works for me.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
so then
I
on to-
can't imagine hair color is like majorly significant in the grand scheme of the story
Yeah.
and the character design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say probably. I'm thinking eye color probably isn't as all that important. Same thing with the hair. I'm thinking probably her eyes were most likely brown because brown is like
Statistically
brown hair,
brown
brown eyes,
common.
kind of match.
isn't brown like one of the most common eye colors?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah.
I
So
think
I'm
it's the
thinking
most common
probably.
eye color besides blue.
So I'm thinking probably her eye color is brown, but I'm also thinking like when you dye, like again, the light leaves your eyes, so maybe her eyes get like a bit duller in color.
Like like more faded, like white pupils.
I guess?
That type of
Not-
stereotype.
I'm not thinking like completely like white pupils, but I'm thinking
I
like
am
maybe.
gonna look into the decomposition of eyes real quick. Hold on.
Oh lord.
How do
What's great is we can see Taylor's screen during
How
this, so we can
do
see this as well.
I forgot you can see my screen.
What if we did like
Decompose.
what? I mean, green eyes weren't impossible back then. What if we did green eyes and they're like faded now that she's dead? Like a faded green?
Oh, this is terrifying. I'm not looking at this.
Yeah,
I'm
you
looking at
don't
this.
have to.
Fascinating.
Hold on.
I'm
This is fascinating.
closing my
Yeah, they
eyes.
just like turn very glassy. Or well, actually,
Okay.
it's a thing for Graves' eyes disease. I lied. Um,
I think it's similar though. They look kind of like
ocular changes
Glossy.
post mortem.
your internet
Got
search
very,
history is
like-
gonna love you for this.
It's not
To
the
be
worst
fair,
thing.
consider the fact of how bad internet search history gets for like writers and stuff. It's like FBI agents are definitely watching us.
Yeah, no, I
And,
learned
like-
that lesson. I learned that lesson back in high school. That was bad.
That FBI
tried-
agents were watching your search history?
No,
Or that...
long story short, for a writing class group project, we had to write about like a character and like a death in it. And so I looked up how I made the wrong choice of wording. I think I looked up how to kill someone instead of how to kill a character, and it came up with like helplines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
We misworded it. In my defense, I was the one that typed it into the search bar, but it was on my computer.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
funny.
that was fun.
Yeah. Okay. So. All right.
Oh wait,
yeah, I
did we
think her
talk
clothes.
about clothes? Yeah, okay. never
No,
mind.
that's
Yeah,
what we were gonna do after we arrived.
I think her clothes is probably. I mean, what was like the style back then in the 1690s?
The style. Okay, I'm looking it up now. Now I'm the official
So am I.
upper.
No, I'm looking it up too. Don't worry.
Clothes of the Salem witch trials. I feel like we should do something out of
Layer
the norm.
I'm seeing layers of linen, wool, and leather in dark, solid colors,
I'm seeing a lot
following
of like
Puritan modesty guidelines.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like the black dresses with like the white frill at the end of the sleeves and the
Yeah,
white.
women wore long, full skirts
The
and often
alpha.
a waistcoat or gown.
Or so many pictures of
Men-
Alphaba coming up. I actually never mind. That makes sense.
Of what?
Alphaba.
Oh, she
I,
had
I,
a
real-
fairly
I realize
modest.
that would
Yeah,
make sense because
she
she's
had
a witch.
fairly modest. Well, that, but also she had a fairly modest wardrobe as well for the most part. What was I looking at? Yeah, and then men wore doublets, breeches, and long coats. So I mean, are we wanting her to wear like? I'm assuming we want her to wear like the stereotypical woman's clothes of the time, right?
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Yeah, it's just so boring. Ah.
Well, I mean, I am seeing
I
one that
know.
is fairly black. We could choose like a different color. Like I'm seeing like a maroon and stuff too, which might give it a little more
Yeah,
vibrance.
but maroon is like the color of the devil.
Well, I mean, I kind of thought she was related to it, so it might make sense.
Well, that doesn't mean that she has to wear the colors of it.
No,
No, because
I
of
don't know. I'm
that
just trying to think
time.
vibrance wise.
I feel like
I don't think
you know
there's
what
much we
this,
can do with
this
vibrancy-wise.
character design reminds me of. You know that character from Over the Garden Wall? They're like, the bell
Which one?
compels you to.
Oh yeah, she was fairly Puritan,
Words?
modesty. I'm moderately modest. I think modesty. No, I can't think of it. Hold on.
I'm trying to look up the characters from that.
For
What
Over
was the
Garden Wall?
word?
Yeah, from Over the Garden Wall. I'm trying to
I know
what
who
is
you're
she?
talking about. It was the girl that was dressed kind of Puritan.
Shit, down
outfit
here.
that was like her that
The
was living
teacher?
with her scary. No, the one that was living
Oh,
with her
found it,
scary
I found
aunt
it.
with turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I found it.
That was like
Something
the
like
first.
that's not bad,
That was like the
actually.
first or second episode, wasn't it?
Yep.
Something like
Yeah.
that's actually not a bad outfit though. We could do something like that.
That's basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's
It basically
basically like the type of outfit. Yeah, I think color-wise, it's not gonna be very broad for that time period. It's gonna be either black, white, gray, or brown. Maybe some shade of blue, like
Okay.
navy blue or something. Like we're very limited in our color palette.
Yeah.
Then again, we've been very limited in our color palette with other characters that we worked on. I mean, our
Made one.
Banshee character, I think, had fairly limited color palette, didn't he?
That's true.
Yeah, mine wasn't. Mine was wearing all white.
Yeah, mine
Like the
was.
death
I
robe
think.
Dobby.
I think
Yeah,
mine
mine
was
was
all
very
white,
in
too.
shades of. Mine was very in shades of like blacks and grays
Yeah,
and
he
browns.
was more Victorian styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which maybe I just like Victorian clothing better. Black Butler.
Oh god.
Right.
Basically,
That's
am I
fair.
Yeah.
wrong?
To
You're gonna
be
look at me
fair,
and tell me I'm
to
wrong.
be fair, in Black. Wait, maybe we should keep our discussion of Black Butler for our Black Butler episode.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good
Okay.
catch. Good
Anyway, moving on.
Spoilers for what the future episodes are gonna be. Question.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
nice.
a future episode we will be talking about Black Butler. But I was gonna say something about some of the outfits that I've seen, but I'll save that for when we do the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're kind of stuck in the Puritan modesty of late 1600s kind of clothing with very limited color palette.
Yeah. So very bland
Sorry,
in
Taylor.
terms of clothing. So we're just gonna have to go wild on the
I mean,
like whole
here's what
chopped
I'm
head
going. Okay,
experience.
here's something that I gotta say though. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so modesty-wise, they'd have like high collar dresses and stuff like that, right? I'm thinking because they decapitated her, most likely whatever high collar she was wearing is probably non-existent. So she's probably a little less modestly dressed than she would have been when she was alive,
Okay.
just by the smallest amount.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine her dress kind of being botched when she was decapitated a little as well. Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So like
Also,
in what way? Just like chopping off
I don't
the like skirt a little bit, like
no, not the chopping off the skirt. What does the
Wait,
skirt have
why
to
are
do
we
with the
talking
neck?
about skirt?
I don't know. Because you
What
said
I-
her clothes
like, I
are
was-
disheveled.
Yeah, I was thinking like somewhere on the neckline or like
On the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because she got
see what you
decapitated,
mean.
Taylor.
All right. I mean, I just
But
imagine
I'm
that they
also-
took off that part before they decapitated her to make it easier.
They could have, but
'Cause,
also
like,
they
the-
would have. Yeah, they probably would have, but then they also would have pushed her hair to the side, and we said that she didn't.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up pictures of stereotypical Salem witch trials aesthetic.
Oh lord. Another thing is I'm seeing a lot of like just kind of like straight, like kind of ruffled skirts, but I'm like I keep on thinking of like multi-layered, flowy skirts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like with multiple layers.
Layered.
Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm thinking?
I think so.
I don't. Hang on. Let me see if I can find an example, and I'll send a picture to you guys. Hold on.
But as you should, I need this example.
Um.
I need help
Flowing.
with this design because I do not have a clear image of it in my head. It's gone. I feel
no,
like
that's
this
not
is
one.
gonna be a tough one for me for like no reason at all. Usually I'm all over gore and stuff, but like I've never actually just tried
All
to
over
decapitate
gore?
a character. Yeah, like I draw very gory characters.
Oh, you've never tried to draw a decapitated
I've
character.
never tried to draw a decapitated character. At
I
least
need
not decapitated the way
Pinterest.
I'm thinking.
He doesn't know how to do it. I'm actually really excited for that part. I got some cool ideas.
I'm not saying. Wait, hold on. If I look up, I'm gonna look up a specific type of core. I did
No.
not spell skirt, right? Hold on.
Rip my dude. Rip my dude.
Yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking of. Okay, so you guys know like cottage core.
Yeah, cottagecore vibes. Yeah, yeah.
So like cottage. I'm gonna send pictures anyway, but like a
Yeah.
type of like cottage core type. Skirts. Like kind of like this. I just sent it in the Discord chat.
It's loading for me.
Discord chat.
Ah, yeah, okay.
get out.
I see. That's very
Okay.
fancy. I like that.
Something like that.
Okay.
I
Come on,
can't.
come on.
What is
I like
happening?
this one specifically. The Scarlet Darkness Woman Renaissance
Yeah, that's
long
kinda nice.
maxi skirt double layered ruffled Amazon.
I'm having issues with my phone
Rip. It's okay.
because I'm doing
Picture.
Discord on my phone, and I like all of a sudden I can't exit out of the photos thing for some reason.
That's not good.
I'm gonna see if I dip out real quick if it'll fix it. I'm gonna leave the chat real quick. Hold on.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Oh, and Morgan's
Or if I just-
officially
wait,
character
hold on.
crasher. Rest in peace.
Character Crashers is over, guys.
Sorry, guys. This was all a sham.
This was a sham.
It was all a lie.
It was all a lie. Wait, did Morgan actually leave yet, or?
Oh yeah, no, she dipped. No,
I
maybe?
was gonna say her character's
Just
still
look back
there.
for a
That's not
Here,
normal.
hello.
Oh, she's back.
You're back?
Hi. I'm back
What?
now. What did my character? I was wondering. Did my character disappear when I dipped out?
No,
It didn't, but
actually.
it blinked once or twice right after you dipped, which was the weird part.
Yeah,
It what?
Kinda weird. You were possessed.
Like it lit up like you were talking for a second. I think you got possessed.
Yeah, it's
That's
okay.
weird.
Maybe the hibachi demon got you for a second.
Maybe it was the hibachi demon.
The one that allows you to catch everything that they toss at you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
So for context, for people that don't know about this, so hibachi is like that type of like Japanese restaurant, like cook at the table in front of you type thing. So me and these two have gone to this one that was like down the road from our school on many occasions. And there's this one guy who we like who cooks at the table who we've seen a lot, who's really fun. And one time they do like this thing where they'll cut up small pieces of squash and they'll try to like
They'll,
flip
like,
it into your
launch
mouth,
at you,
like
you have
how
to catch it
people
in
like
your mouth.
will try to like throw popcorn or M&Ms into your mouth and you have to try and catch it. Somehow, some way, I caught like
You went 8 for 10.
yeah 8 for 10. I was gonna say it was like I don't even remember how much it was. It was like eight pieces out of 10 that they did for me, and I was like,
Someone has done that on multiple occasions.
and I don't know how I did it. So we just kind of said that I was possessed. But
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that so well, but it was great.
Oh right. Anyway,
Moving on.
Moving on from the hibachi
Moving on.
conversation, how do we feel about this character? Do we think they're fleshed out enough, or do you think we need a
I
little bit
think-
more work? Like, how
I
do they
think-
work into the canon of the actual
Yeah, I was
movie
gonna say,
is my big
so I think-
question.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I think their design and how they became a ghost is fairly fleshed out. We need to figure out how they connect to Beetlejuice, and how they play into either the first movie or the second movie or both. Because I'm thinking we're focusing on the movies, right?
Yeah.
Not the musical or the cartoon, because neither
Yeah.
of you guys know anything about that.
I've seen a little bit of the cartoon from what you've shown me. I've seen.
Oh, that's right,
clips
I
of the
remember I
musical,
showed
but
you.
I think we should focus on just the movies for canon
Okay,
context.
yeah. So the first movie was focusing mainly on the Dietzes, the Maitlands, and Beetlejuice. Mainly the Maitlands, but also like Lydia was the main character of it. The focus of the second movie was Lydia, all grown up, her daughter, her step mom, something, whatever. Crap. What was Lydia's mom's name? Hold on. Hang on. Looking up character names. Beetlejuice. What was the cast? Ugh.
Right.
Crap.
Are you talking about the mom? the
Delia.
mom?
Delia.
Yeah,
Delia. 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 Okay. Delia Dietz was her stepmom slash mom. It was her stepmom actually, but I think they just called her mom at that point. So it was Delia Dietz. It was Lydia Dietz. It was her daughter, who was played by Jenna Ortega, who was Astrid Dietz. And it had mainly a focus on Jenna Ortega's character, but also had a really big focus on Lydia's character. And then obviously Beetlejuice came into play, so he was the main thing. And there was a lot of conflict revolving around Lydia's
Lydia
daughter
and
Astrid.
her fiance, or the guy.
Okay,
she was
that wasn't
dating.
that wasn't the main conflict. He was a douche, but he wasn't the main conflict. No, we're not focusing on that. There was a lot of conflict around Lydia's daughter in regards to her entering the Netherworld at one point,
Yeah.
and that was a whole thing, because I know Lydia wanted to do that in the musical. She did do that, so there was that. But then also there was a lot of conflict with Beetlejuice and his ex-wife.
I think it would be easier to fit our character into the sequel than to fit them into the
I was
original.
going to say, because there was a lot of focus in the Netherworld there than there was in the first movie. Because the first movie was mainly focused on the Maitlands and their house.
Yeah.
While the second movie has a much
On it a lot
heavier
more.
role in the Netherworld. And we got to see a lot of other characters, because there was Beetlejuice, there was all the Shrunken Head guys, there was Beetlejuice's ex-wife, there was the janitor, which was played by Danny DeVito.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
He lasted like 2 minutes.
2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip Danny DeVito, guys.
Right.
Hey, at least he got a role.
I'm very happy with that.
I wonder who
He's
watched
the
the
main
casting
character.
and was like, "Oh my god, Danny DeVito is gonna be in this. This is gonna be so cool." And then who got to the actual movie and was like, "Holy shit, Danny DeVito's dead."
It's like the
After
same
he
kind of
died.
instance. It's like the same kind of instance in Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Thunderbolts, where everyone was super excited for Colin. What was that one person's name with the mask from Black Widow?
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster? Yeah, Taskmaster.
Yeah,
Okay,
Taskmaster.
so like Taskmaster, everyone was excited. Spoilers for Thunderbolts if you haven't seen anything. Taskmaster was supposed to be like a person that was like everyone was excited to see in
She
the
was supposed to be
movie.
another main character of the group. She was on the posters.
Lasted
and
like
everything.
5 minutes.
It
Barely
was a
even.
goof.
Like barely even 5 minutes. Like died within the first.
She got
5
like almost
minutes
no
of her being.
screen time and just got
She
completely
got a bit of
robbed.
screen time, and she was like the first person to die.
And it was in the most
Very early in the
like,
movie.
It was very underwhelming.
Anticlimactic. It was so
Yeah, it was very underwhelming.
Rest in peace.
And I did not think it was necessary, but maybe it was like a scenario of like the actress was having problems with the movie or something. I don't actually know,
I don't know.
like why they did that, if that was like originally planned or if there was a reason for that. But anyway, we're off topic. Anyway,
Back
moving
on topic.
Hot topic.
back on topic.
I like hot topic's interesting.
Hot topic?
Hot topic's interesting.
Hot topic.
Interesting. Okay, so I think we need to focus on what role she plays in the sequel and how she connects to Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I don't know if they connect to Beetlejuice directly because
No?
they could be like a character that you like. I feel like it's a character you would see in the background or who would just
Okay.
come across the plot for like
Okay.
no reason at all. They're just there because they didn't
Alright.
die via self die.
Well,
so
I
they
mean,
wouldn't be a person
neither
who's
did a
actively
lot of
working.
people.
No, I'm talking about like a person who's actively working in like
Oh,
another world.
were the only people that were working in the office people who committed suicide?
That was what
Is
it
that
was in
how
the
it works?
original.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the people that
That's
were like
interesting,
flattened
okay.
like roadkill weren't, were they?
Those were just people waiting in the what is it called? The
No, they worked.
Hold on. I'm googling this
Like-
because I
like-
swear we
like
talked about this before.
Like, no, because the guy in the first movie who told the Maitlands that Juno was ready to see them, he was working in the office and he was like, do you remember he was like flattened from a car and he was just on a wire?
Okay, cleverly explains why. Wait,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
I love the Overwatch currency notification that came up in the corner.
Beetlejuice. I know there was either it was a joke in the beginning. Maybe it's specifically one area that all of them work.
One part of the afterlife of Maitland's visit is purgatory, which is depicted as a social service or clinical waiting room for
You
the
know what?
employees.
It's probably
It
only
is.
social service workers.
No, Taylor, you were right. One part of the afterlife of Maitland's visit is purgatory, which is depicted as a social service or clinical waiting room where the employees consist of those who committed suicide. This is referenced by Otho in the dinner scene where he says those who commit suicide become civil servants.
Yeah.
I'd like to point
Trigger
out right
warning
now.
for talking about. We have to.
Yes,
go through
No, wait.
yeah.
I'd like to point out right now that was a very good section for you to read in which your PNG has the book in its hand because it kind of makes
It
it,
was
look
like an
more
essay.
like
Yeah.
Very
I'm
sophisticated.
reading the book from the movie about the recently deceased. I'm pretty sure in the first movie that's actually where Otho, the guy who committed the act of summoning the Maitlands to the table, remember that scene
Yeah.
where they're
Yes.
in their like wedding clothes? He was literally getting the facts about that from the book from the recently deceased. So to be fair, I am actually reading this from the book of the recently deceased. So,
Nice.
Maybe
bam,
we have it. No, I didn't mean that conversation was off topic. I was like, never mind, it's not off topic. This is actually on topic, guys.
What
but
is happening?
straying
What is
away
happening?
from that idea, since we can't have them be one of those social workers that
One
actually
of the
works
social
in the
workers.
place, maybe
There
one of-
were other jobs. I mean, like,
what were the
think
other
about it.
jobs that we saw?
Well, okay. So in the second movie, we saw the dry cleaners.
Okay.
We saw
People manning the
Um,
tickets for the train.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
the Soul Train
we
ticket
saw
person.
there was Danny DeVito, who was the janitor. He was working in the
Yeah, but
there was
low-key,
like a
I think he
archive
died
storage
to
area.
what was it too? Because he looked like he drank cleaning fluid, and that's
Oh,
not
that's
something
fair.
a normal person would do.
there was like a detective from a police agency in the Netherworld.
Yeah, but we don't know if the detective.
There's a lot of like
I need to.
there's like a lot of different ways that we can. I mean, let's
How
think about
did
this.
the detective
She was.
die?
I mean, we could always make up the job for them then.
I was gonna say, let's think about this because
Maybe
when
they're
she
just
was
jobless.
alive, she was okay. No, hold on. Because let's think about this. Well, if she was jobless, she would have just moved on with her life. I'm thinking she's still in purgatory. So because
She
that's
still
what we
has
want.
Baggage.
So if she, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by Taylor's screen.
Sorry,
I'm
trying
just
to look
watching
how-
her scroll.
I'm trying to see
I'm
I'm gonna not
how
look.
the
I'm gonna
detective
not look for my
died.
train of thought. So
Yeah.
because we had her being an apothecary when she was alive, how could we make that play into a potential job when she's dead? Because I feel like we have much of a play in
never.
in the afterlife.
Yeah, there's like no reason for her.
There's no reason for it.
So like, how could we have? I mean, maybe she had unfinished business.
Oh my god!
Why
Wait,
would she
hear
be
me out.
in
Hear me out. The
Wait,
undead
what?
can't get poisoned, right? So she's just a bartender.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Making
they actually,
poison drinks.
that's so funny. I like
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry, Taylor. Are we just making her be Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries now?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
wait,
God.
actually, that's kind of dope though, because she goes from apothecary, so mixing herbs and potions and remedies, whatever you want to call it, to mixing drinks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait,
Mixology has
that's
a
actually
play.
genius. That's actually
Do
kind
you actually think a woman from the late 1600s would
if you're
be
very
a bartender now?
50 years
if
to
you're
figure it
found her
out.
long enough and it's almost present day now, like the
15
movie,
years?
it's
She has
definitely
15 years
She has
to figure it
50
out.
years to figure it out.
50 years? No, she has
100? 200.
a couple hundred,
Come on, it's 2024. It was late 1600s. Think about this.
A while.
like
Well,
400
it's
years.
It's
300 to 400.
2025 now, but it was 2024 when the movie came out. She had about 400 years to
Yeah.
figure out how to mix drinks.
So, I mean,
Exactly,
do
so
we
she
think
totally
of
could've picked it up.
ghosts as static in the grand scheme of things in the Beetlejuice world? Are you
Wait,
saying
wait,
that
wait,
she
sorry,
can't
what are
become
you
a
saying about-
mixologist?
No, I'm saying she could. But
Yeah, so we're
Taylor,
saying-
you need to learn how to count.
Yeah, 15 years made no sense. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened with her math. Her math wasn't mathing.
100? What was happening with your math there?
There was a very large chunk between 15 and 400.
I love how I like how
You can
I'm so
rebring our new
sorry, but I love
calculator.
how I'm calling out Taylor for her.
I'm not gonna
Taylor,
It's okay, Tay,
it's
it's
okay,
okay.
Taylor, we love you.
You're still good.
We love you. Wait,
See,
so this is a okay. If she had 400 years to learn how to be a modern day bartender,
Yeah.
would she also have the ability to change her clothes?
oh, we're gonna change her fit?
We could,
Ooh.
because if we think about it,
Good.
this solves Taylor's problem with variety in the way that her fit works. So we could probably do like when she first died, what she looked like, and then what she looks like now, and like in the second movie. And to think about this, we have seen people change their clothes in the movies that were ghosts.
Yeah.
We saw Beetlejuice change his outfit quite a bit, and we also saw his ex-wife change her outfit, because I remember I don't remember what she was wearing when she started, but she changed into that black wedding
That's
dress.
true. There's also a
Gave her more of
laundromat,
an
so
art.
There is also a laundromat, so I'm certain she'd be able to find outfit somewhere.
What if we gave her an
Yeah.
outfit that fit more of the bartender vibe?
Yeah.
I still like the cottagecore skirt, so what if it's like it's
Bug.
Did you just say maid outfit?
That's the tea.
Colin, no. Can I just be real with
kidding,
you
I'm
here?
kidding.
Every time Taylor says that's the tea, I think of that one song from Hazbin Hotel.
Oh, yeah,
wait,
no, I know
hold
what
on,
you're
hold
talking
on.
about. Yeah, the Alistair Fox one.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the words.
Now he's pissy, that's the tea.
Now he's
Yeah.
busy. That's the tea.
The
Okay.
tea. Yeah,
Yeah, what was the song again?
stayed gone. It was
Yeah.
stayed
Stay
gone.
Gone. Thank you. But yeah, no, but like modernized her outfit, it's still like relatively on par with like what she used to wear, because it's like what she's comfortable with, but maybe she's like changed it up a bit.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
complete modesty Puritan type outfit that she was wearing, but it's
Or modernized.
more
More
modernized.
idea, just more
Like
modernized.
I can see her, because I really still want to draw her in like the cottagecore type skirt. So like I can see her being like super comfortable with that type of skirt, but maybe she doesn't wear like super constricting clothes on like the top half of her torso.
Yeah.
Because like again, she's decapitated, her head's been cut off. She needs some airflow for that wound there.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I like that idea. I like the shift towards modern clothing. We could be creative with that. I don't.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So potentially, what's gonna happen is we'll draw her when she like first died, like how she looked, like back in her like late 1600s fit, and then we draw her more modernized as a bartender in her more modernized look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't think hair wouldn't grow.
No,
as a ghost.
hair for sure wouldn't
Okay.
grow. Her hair's still.
I was gonna
we
say
gotta
her
do- I
hair
think
is
we
still
can
gonna
do
be
that
that
here.
like botch type of short,
Yeah.
unless she cut it in like a way that it would fix the botch type of look, but it wouldn't grow out.
Yeah.
I think she probably wouldn't try to fix it, because I think I'm assuming she probably would have left it alone for a while, and then she eventually just got used to it. Plus,
Yeah.
again, if your hair doesn't grow out, you're not, depending on how it got cut, you could potentially make it worse, and then just continue cutting it until you eventually get a buzz cut, and then like
Buzz,
it's not getting
buzz.
it's not gonna leave the buzz cut. You're gonna be stuck with that forever.
I have several images in my head of what the haircut could look like and stuff. Because also depending on the angle her head was cut, you could also do something with that. With the angle the hair is cut, as like a.
What do you mean the angle the head was cut? Why would her head be cut at an angle?
I don't know. Some people are stupid.
Some people suck at swinging their axes. Okay, fair
That's
enough.
exactly my
Going
point.
on. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I accept this argument. Okay, so we're not saying she plays a major role in the Beetlejuice movie. She probably has never acted. Well, let's think about this. Beetlejuice would totally go to a bar.
Oh yeah, for sure. Beetlejuice would
Definitely.
go to a bar.
So maybe she would have interacted with Beetlejuice, but on more like a bartender customer standpoint than actually being like friends or anything.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think so.
Mild
not
acquaintances.
The thing
Just
where it's like everyone needs a
mild
bartender to talk to, where everyone needs a bartender to talk to kind of vibe, where it's like he
Exactly.
goes up
Can
and he's
we
the bartender he talks to.
Acknowledge though that you're saying a man who is, and I quote from my summary, where was it? Where was my quote? Hang on. Sorry. A chaotic. Oh, hold on. Where was it? Oh, yeah. A crude, immature, perverted guy.
True.
Like,
Mhm.
okay, no. So that is just what it is. You're saying a man
Yeah.
who is what I just said.
Yeah.
With a bartender customer relationship, talking like just sharing my woes with a bartender. You know how problematic that's gonna be with her being a woman.
True. I feel like low-key she would hate Beetlejuice's guts.
Fine.
She
Probably.
would just
Probably
see
would. She
Beetlejuice
probably
as
would.
a man and be like, ugh, gross.
She probably
She'd
would.
be fed up.
'cause you
She'd be
know-
fed up with his bullshit.
She probably would, because you know how much he was like just like up in people's business,
Yeah.
like especially in the
I feel
first
like
movie.
she'd
I
be
feel like he
super
was
annoyed.
more. I feel like he was more sleazy and perverted in the first movie than he was in the second movie. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, he was still kind of bad in the second movie, but he was like a lot better. It was like he matured somehow. You know what I mean?
Or they just felt like they couldn't put that in a movie that was like PG-13.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the last movie was also PG-13. But to
yeah,
be fair,
but like it was a different
Yeah.
time period. They were allowed
I was
to make
gonna
more
say
dirty
it was like
jokes.
1988 is what. Yeah, 1988 was when the movie came out, and then the sequel came out in 2024. So there was a lot that changed with humor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
I mean,
yeah,
at least with Beetlejuice,
canonically
they
hates
acknowledge.
Beetlejuice.
I mean, at least we acknowledge that in the first movie, his behavior is still not allowed. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me think about this. So we've got let me try and do a rundown here. So we've got a character who existed in late 1600s during the Salem witch trials. She was an apothecary. She was given a marriage proposal. She denied it. Her prospective suitor suddenly grew ill, potentially died for inexplicably with no real, like, clear rhyme or reason. They believe it's witchcraft. They blame her. She gets decapitated. She's now in the netherworld.
Yeah.
She exists for 400 years to about 2024 when the sequel happens. At this point, she is still probably the same way that she is, but she's taken her apothecary experience and worked it into becoming a mixologist, a bartender, either in a pre-existing bar or maybe she made her own bar or something. She runs her own bar, something like that. I can see her working at a bar rather than
Owning a bar?
I mean-
That's fair. She's old enough to
I
own a
mean,
bar though. Like in terms
she
of like
could
the
own a
grand
bar.
schemes. Like
okay, so do we have her working in a bar or do we have her owning the bar? Because here's the
could
thing, I
technically
can
do
see
both.
her having, well, I mean, she's gonna work as a bartender either way, but I can see
Yeah.
her having worked in a bar for a while, and that's how she learns to take her apothecary skills into mixology, and then later down the line she has her own bar.
well, she has 400 years to do it. So
Okay,
Yeah,
wait. So
anyway.
do we want to name her bar then, or just leave it as is? Because we could give her a bar.
I
name.
Yeah,
don't
we
know
Bar.
how we would name her bar.
it would be some silly little pun. I feel like the underworld
Exactly.
is full
Some
of puns.
silly little pun around apothecaries.
Yeah.
Or a pun around like something morbid, like a morbid pun.
Okay. Do you remember in my
Off to
freshman
alcohol.
year? Do you remember in my freshman year that
Yeah.
one class I took with like the comics and the graphic novels, and the first
Yeah.
Wait, Taylor, did you take that class?
No, I wish I did.
Okay. Anyway, and like one of the projects was like a single panel
Story,
comic.
yeah.
And you remember how I did the bar with all the poison, and the title
Yeah.
was "Pick Your Poison"?
Oh, we could call it the Pick Your Poison.
Yes.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh, I love that.
Wait, I'm putting
Yeah,
that in
we can
notes.
we can call her bar "Pick Your Poison." I like that.
That's a good
I
idea.
do like that.
Because it plays into her apothecary route. Because again,
It does.
Apothecary Diaries, Mama's really into poison.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, off-topic question. I had it for a while and it's been marinating in my head. But like,
Go,
okay,
go,
you know
go.
Beetlejuice's girlfriend and stuff. Did we ever see her
Wait,
canonically?
wait.
What?
Which girlfriend?
We
talking about
the one that
we talking
murders
about Lydia or
everyone.
the ex-wife?
The ex-wife. Lydia
Okay.
doesn't count.
Question,
Lydia,
wait,
Lydia
what's the
does not
question? Did
count.
we ever see her?
Okay, then
Did-
it's the ex-wife.
Did we
Did we ever
ever
see her-
see her canonically kill a woman on screen? Or was it only men? I'm just curious.
I mean,
we only saw her. I mean, I
only
can
saw
only
her
see her
kill men as
having
far
a
as we
grudge with
saw.
men.
See,
I
that's what
mean,
I'm thinking.
she
I'm
killed Danny
thinking that
DeVito.
she could go to the bar without killing our bartender, and we could have a
Wait, go to
scene-
the bar searching for Beetlejuice?
Yeah. Not searching
she
for
dumps her
Beetlejuice,
life
but
story
maybe
on
she...
her.
Exactly. Like, we
But I
could have,
think
like,
the
a scene
only-
of them talking.
Maybe.
Women solidarity.
Maybe. Because I think the only places she really visited were, it was when she broke out of her containment unit and she sucked the soul out of the janitor. She went to go find her black wedding dress in the laundromat, and she killed the guy at the laundromat. And then, did she go to Beetlejuice's office?
I think at some
I think
point, yes.
she did.
I thought
Yeah,
she did.
she did at
I
one
thought
point.
she did.
She
Okay,
did.
so she went to his office. I don't remember if she killed anybody there. And then she went to the land of the living. I do not remember. I remember we watched the movie last year when it came out. I do not remember
All the plot
certain
details. That's fine. That's
exact details, but yeah. So maybe she did go to the bar at one point. That would be interesting. Yeah.
I'm just thinking
Okay.
that both of these characters hate men, or a very specific man in particular.
Yeah, that's very fair. I'm thinking about back in the first movie of Beetlejuice. I love how they played the sequel into that so well because in the first movie he's trying to marry Lydia and they're like, "Oh, do you have the ring?" Pulls out a finger with a wedding ring on it and he's just like, "Oh, she meant nothing to me." And then we just have it play right into, "Oh yeah, this is the ex-wife that the finger belongs to."
The ex-wife.
Hey, all right.
But yeah, I think we have a pretty
Yeah, I think the
I think
plot
Decently
we have,
is
I think we
fleshed
have
out
a
character.
well-built character. Yeah, I think this is good.
I will say, before we forget, we do need a name.
Oh my god, you're
Oh
so
my god,
right.
you're right. We didn't name her.
Unnamed
Because
ghost
we've
child.
done this before. Because I
We
think the last
have.
time, because I think the only time we forgot to name a person was the Banshee from our Gravity Falls episode.
I thought
that was fine.
We thought he didn't
I think we
need a
ended up
name.
calling him the Banshee.
Yeah.
I think he didn't need a name, but we also kind of forgot to name him, and that's
Yeah.
why we kind of went into a.
No, I
It's
think you're
fine,
right.
He doesn't need a name.
Okay, so let's talk names for this one then. I'm gonna.
Okay, so this is late 1600s. This is in New England. When did the settlers from England settle in America? Hold on.
I
Where-
don't know.
I can see you looking up late 1600s names, Taylor. I'm gonna look up when did the
That's 1916.
English settlers
It was 1620.
in-
Mayflower 16.
Oh, I
arrival
see.
1620.
English first permanently settled in America in 1607, but I'm gonna believe you and say 1620. So wow, okay, so the English settlers weren't in America for very long. So I love that. That's funny. They were only in America for 70 years, and then they said, "Oh, okay, we're going to start killing witches now." What is happening? Okay, so yeah, so we need female names we need woman names in the late 1600s.
I got a first
Um,
last name that comes up on my screen for names for around that time was Willard, and I just think of Matthew Lillard.
No,
Elizabeth.
I'm-
Mary.
Oh, I like-
Abigail.
God is my
Prudence.
oath. I'm trying to
Rebecca,
read
Mary.
Taylor's. Oh,
Alice?
Patience is an interesting one. Wait, go down. Virtue meaning ability to endure hardness with grace and composure. Patience is an interesting name.
Patience, yeah, that's
Not bad.
pretty chill. Anne, Catherine, Charlotte,
Mm.
Frances, Jane, Margaret, Mary, Sophia.
Okay, so I think what we need to think about is, do we want it to be a fairly basic name, or do we want it to be a fairly like sophisticated name? Not what I'm thinking of. Hold on. Like one that's not as
Well, like, you mean just one that stands out more?
What about Esther?
yeah, like
Ooh, I'm not opposed
actually,
to
I think a
Esther.
show that I watched recently.
Yeah,
by a character
it's
named
the one on
Esther.
Netflix.
Haunted Hotel.
Yeah.
Colin, have you watched it yet?
You
I
should
haven't,
watch
no.
it. Clementine.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to Esther if that's what we want to go with. Esther or Patience are fine with me.
I like
Yes.
Esther. Just 'cause it's on my mind.
Esther.
Okay, do we want a surname or does it not matter?
Nah, just Esther's fine.
Okay, Esther's fine. Okay.
Yeah, we can go with Esther.
Nice.
Esther.
Okay, so I think we gotta. Is that from a song? I'm sorry.
Huh? No.
Is that a song? Is that an actual song, or are you just saying
No,
the
I'm just
name?
Oh,
Alright.
I don't think we've missed anything else. I've been trying to double back and think for the last few minutes. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
we missed
think we got a
anything else.
pretty.
I think we're
Flushed out, 'cause
good.
we
We're
said-
killing it.
Yeah, we said her
Alright.
physical
Pun
appearance. We
intended.
said her backstory. We said
Okay.
how she died, what she looks like after death. We said like how she plays into the movies. I think we got everything. We have a name for her. We're good.
Slay. We're good. Let's
All
go.
right.
Awesome.
So was that
Okay.
the end of
So-
our brainstorming session then?
I think so.
Alright, and with that, this has been Season 2, Episode 1 of our podcast, Character Crashers. We hope you've all enjoyed our discussion of Beetlejuice. If you're interested in more character media and creativity, go ahead and hit that follow button. And until next time, stay crashing.
Stay
crafting.
crafting.